All right. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde is definitely working on me. All right. We'll see how long this holds, right? Um, in the meantime, I hope that you can hear me. Um, in the meantime, I hope that you can hear me over this fan. I will do all that I can to lift my voice up to you. All right. So I'm going to speak on nationalization and naturalization. Because I'm noticing that there are people who don't know the difference, for one, and okay, and they are confusing themselves and others by trying to say that we are one and not the other, or whatever the case may be. So we're going to go over this board here. Let me clear things off real quick. I guess I can put these here for now. If you can, please take a moment to read the board. All right. All right. So, we have individuals who don't know the difference and who are asserting that Moorish Americans are naturalized rather than nationalized. Okay? So, people are coming in and coming out. All right. So we have nationalization. And again, both of these are coming out of Black's Law Dictionary. First edition, but I have fifth edition as well, right? Just in case there's need for support. So, nationalization. What does it mean to nationalize? Right? The nationalization of property is an act which denotes that it has become that of the nation by some process of law whereby private individuals or corporations have been, for specified reasons, deprived thereof. And if you see, I put HJR 192. Let me pull that in for y'all. Guess you really can't see it. Alrighty. House Joint Resolution 192 took all of the property of the private individuals, right, uh, and centralize it. This is the process by which the property came to the nation, USA, to be administrated through your respective sovereign states and union, right? House Joint Resolution 92, what happened effectively is that all of the gold and silver, right, all of the property, all of the assets of the American nations within the states, right, was pledged. Yeah. Let me put this on pause. I'll be right back. Open the door, Jay. Who is it? Who is it? Hey, what up? Yeah. Yeah. You can put your bags down. You ain't got to carry all them shits up here, bro. Just to let you know, I'm on my live feed, so. No, you cool. No, I'm just letting you know. Come in.
Yes.
I mean, it's for the Muslims and shit, whatnot. Anyway, I mean, you get greetings or not if you don't feel like it. See, I moved over there, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up. Cause I'm like, I seen your daughter twice. I'm like, well, I know. Like I've never seen you though. I'm like, who is that? Why is she? Like, and then I think Dale was like, yeah. I was like, oh, all right. So they, like, that's why. Cause I'm like, why would she be walking from there, all the way down here? It didn't make no fucking sense. It makes all the sense in the world. I heard about Mac, man. Little Jimmy Mac.
Oh yeah.
That shit hurt my heart. And I don't know the situation.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right. I'm waiting to get off my live feed so I can fucking smoke. You can't smoke on TikTok. They don't bang, yeah.
Sure.
They be on some extra shit. Cuss all day, but smoke? No. Spit crew. So you hollered at the kill, yeah?
What's up?
For you to know that I got this?
No.
Oh, you said that still. I forgot that I used.
Yeah.
Do yourself first.
No doubt, brother.
Yes, sir. All right, and we're back. Thank you all for watching. Oh no, gotta keep that plugged in. There we go. All right. What I was saying. Our ancestors, and by ours, I mean the Moors, I mean the Italians, the Turks, the Chinese, whomsoever, right? Our ancestors in 1933 pledged all of their property and assets back to the United States national government in order to avoid the burden of administration on the people. Okay, and after 1933, all of that pledged collateral came in the form of a security on bond paper. Okay, so that security, that bonded security, right, now acts as the collateral, right, of the gold and silver in these days, because we're no longer on the gold standard. And so to nationalize, right, means to make your claim on your assets so that you could be recognized as the authorized rep. Okay? So then we look at naturalization. Naturalization is the act of adopting an alien into the nation and clothing him or her with all the rights possessed by a natural-born citizen. If our ancestors pledged their collateral to the government, that means that they're already natural-born citizens. Okay? Because only Americans can lay claim on American estates and properties. Right? Moorish Americans are natural-born citizens. We are not aliens who have come to this land seeking recognition. Okay? We're not being adopted into America. We are already American citizens, along with the rest of the American citizens, right? We are national citizens, not naturalized citizens. You got a lot of people trying to push this natural stuff through the Moorish Divine and National movement. Drew Ali never used the phrase naturalized. It's nationalized, it's nationality. Naturalization is not the order of the day. Right? Moorish Americans are not foreigners in America. Moroccans from Morocco who come to America are foreigners in America. Americans of Chinese descent born in America they're not naturalized, they're not aliens. But someone who comes from China to America would be deemed an alien. Okay? So again, let's see, what does it mean to be an alien, right? Yeah, we just got a lot of people out here pushing a whole bunch of what they want to believe rather than actually utilizing what was already taught, to be honest with you. D, F, okay, here we go. And then we want to go, okay, alien. Ooh, excuse me. All right, where's my sweat rag? There it is. Second here. All right. So now I'm going to read to you what is an alien. Somebody called me? Yeah, I ain't taking no calls right now while I'm discussing with my people. All right, so remember, right? Naturalization deals with aliens, right? Who is an alien? What is an alien? Alien, a foreigner. An alien is one who is born abroad, meaning not in the land. I don't feel like I need to go any deeper into this, but I will, just for clarity, right? A person resident in one country, but owing allegiance to another. Moorish Americans do not owe their allegiance to Morocco. We owe our allegiance to our state governments in which we live. My allegiance is to Pennsylvania, first and foremost. Islam. Right? It says in England, an alien is one born out of the allegiance of the king. Now, in the United States, an alien is one born out of the jurisdiction of the United States and who has not been naturalized under their Constitution and law. Were we born outside of the United States? I wasn't. I was born in Pennsylvania. Let me prove it to you. Right, I don't want to use that one because that one's been authenticated. There we go. We'll use this one. So, this is evidence of me being born here. This is the security instrument, right, in today's economic system, right, that acts as collateral. Just like pre-1933, the gold and silver was collateral. After 1933, this represents the gold and silver on bond paper. This identifies the account, the financial, the account, and this identifies the financial institution under HJR 192, right, that holds your estate. Okay? And in order to claim that estate, you must pledge your allegiance to your state. This says place of birth. So that's birthright, right? Pennsylvania, USA. Doesn't say Morocco. Damn sure doesn't say Pennsylvania, US. Right? So, real quick, in and out. This is a person. Both of these are a person. This is a debtor person. This is also a person. This is the creditor side of that account. Has its own number. Right? So there's this number right here, obviously, right, would be the creditor account number, right, that is associated with the debtor account. And so now I have the balance on the ledger. All right? But again, this is evidence that I'm naturally born in America. So this represents this, not this whatsoever. This is my secured party creditor process. So again, an alien is someone who was born somewhere else, not here in the land. All right? There are people who are telling us again that Moorish Americans owe their allegiance to Morocco. This is not in any of Noble Drew Ali's literature. As a matter of fact, for clarity purposes, let's see what Noble Drew Ali has to say about allegiance. the citizens of all free national governments, according to their national constitution, are all of one family bearing one free national name, like Pennsylvania, and then American overall. All right. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables. Oh, I put it away. Birth certificate debtor, right? Stateless. They are, classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow. Now, you know that if you're dealing with a stateless citizenship, then you're not a sovereign of the state, and so you will be mistreated if you're acting in the federal beggar capacity. All right, because you have no one to vouch for you. If you're in Pennsylvania and you're not recognized as a Pennsylvanian, don't expect Pennsylvania, the Attorney General, the governor, or any of them people to come to your aid. You are a ward of the state, not a constituent of the state. He says, and it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free government and cling to the names and the principles that delude slavery. So my next question is, who are the people who are clinging to names and principles that delude the slavery? Black, Negro, colored, etc., right? So Noble Drew Ali just told us that it's a sin to not identify yourself with your constitutional government. Okay? And he's speaking about us. So he's not speaking about, he's speaking in general, but he's speaking specifically to the Moorish Americans because at that time, the Moorish Americans were learning how to be themselves. They were so used to operating in the depth or capacity. And Drew Ali is just bringing this information to their attention. Where did I place my sweat racket? Hold on. Whew. Where did it go? Shit. That's crazy. All right, well, do it that way then. Whatevs. All right. Back to it. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God of Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways. So what is their sinful ways? Acting as debtors, right? Acting as debtors, beggars of the nation, right? All right. And in order, and to not be a beggar, right, means that you can do for self. So he's telling us that we are being saved from debt to act as creditors in the nation. All right. He says, I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God of Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to that state of mind of their forefathers' divine and national principles. So this must be my forefathers' national and divine principles here. There's five stars on here, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That does sound like 5. Just saying. Anyway. He says, that they will be law abiders and receive their divine right as citizens. So I'm definitely a Pennsylvanian and American citizen. Absolutely. Right? In the de jure administration. Because the sin he's telling you is acting in the de facto administration. You're not supposed to be operating in the de facto administration, especially if you're not a child. Right? He says, according to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. So he's saying that overall, within America, USA, everyone has to do this, respectively. All right, let me see here. Islam, beloved. All right, it says they are to claim their own free national name and religion. I've done that. It says there is but one issue for them to be recognized by this government. So, mind you, Drew Ali is not calling the Moorish Science Temple of America a government. He's not. Because all throughout this, he's identifying the free national government. And he's identifying the state governments. So he's not talking about the Moorish Science Temple of America as an organization being a government. He's letting you know that the Moorish Science Temple of America was showing you the structure to look for once we get into 1933 and the Emergency Act is declared. Anywho, and I'll get to that in a moment as well, just to show you that, you know, my assertion is not unfounded. He says there is but one issue for them to be recognized by this government and of the earth, and it comes only through the connection of the Moorish Divine the National Movement, the economic security program, the plan that he set forth, which is incorporated in this government and recognized by all other nations of the world. So that's the United Nations, right? And through it, meaning following the program, they and their children can receive their divine rights unmolested by other citizens, because now we are citizens if we do it right. If we do it right, we're citizens, and we cannot be molested by other citizens, and that we can cast a free national ballot at the polls under the free national constitution of the states government. So he just told us that we were hold on, and not under a granted privilege as has been the existing condition for many generations. So he's saying we go to the state poll, we vote within our states, we don't vote for the federal election, which is the granted privilege under the 15th Amendment that's given to the 14th Amendment stateless citizens. Islam Amor. All right. He says, you who doubt whether I, the prophet, and my principles are right for the redemption, this is the redemption manual of my people, go to those that know law in the city hall and among the officials in your government and ask them under an intelligent tone. And they will be glad to render you a favorable reply, for they are glad to see me bring you out of darkness into light. Then he says, HJR, just keep this in mind, right? Money doesn't make the man. It is free national standards. Yep, I lost it. It is free national standards and power, commercial power, that makes a man and a nation. It is not money. Remember, it's credit. He's telling you it's credit that makes the nation, and it also, the man is a creditor, because the man and the state are one. They're in union. You cannot have the state without the mind expressing it, right? The wealth of all national governments, gold and silver and commerce, belong to the citizens alone. And without your national citizenship. So nationality and citizenship, they're not the same thing. And without your national citizenship by name and principles, you have no true wealth. You're not a creditor. If you're not recognized nationally within your state under the citizenship of your state, you're not a creditor. You have no right of claim, is what he's saying. And I am hereby calling on all true citizens that stand for a national free government and the enforcement of the Constitution to help me in my great missionary work. Because I need support from all true American citizens of the United States of America. So Noble Jew Ali didn't say, hey, we're different from anybody. He is pleading. He is applying to, dare I say, he is begging these other nations, these other citizens, to help him bring his people back because they have fallen from the constitutional laws of their government. How does this sound like naturalization? If we fallen from our government, then we're not fucking aliens. If the USA is our government, if Pennsylvania is my state government, and America is my national government, then I'm not a fucking alien. Moorish Americans are natural born citizens. Help me to save my people who have fallen from the constitutional laws of the government. The government. Again, he's not saying the Moorish Sons Temple of America is the government. He's calling out the Republic as the government. Duh. Right? Point yourself. He says, I am depending on your support. Whose support? All of these other American citizens with other nationalities who are in the States, right? Or all of these other nations who have national descents that are here in America, right? All right, listen. He says, I am depending on your support to get them, meaning the so-called blacks, Negroes, and colors, back to the constitutional fold again. So again, he's telling us that we're supposed to be going into the government. He's not telling us that we're seeking some type of fucking asylum. He's saying to the other citizens, yo, man, get in their ear, please. Talk to them. Let them know that we're equal. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that they're not foreign to the land. All right? He says, I'm depending on your support to get them back into the constitutional fold again, because we were there before, that they will learn to love instead of hate. Love is consideration. Love is the golden rule. Right? Constitutionally, I can do whatever it is that I desire so long as I don't stop you from doing the same. That's called consideration. Especially in contracting, which is what we're talking about. And will live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. This is common law equity principle. Oh, the mail lady. All right. Pardon. Listen. and will live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, supporting our free national Constitution of the United States of America. So he called the U.S. Constitution the Constitution for Moorish Americans and for all those other true American citizens. So again, why are we talking about naturalizing? It's already our Constitution. To naturalize means to take the Constitution of another. All right. I love my people, and I desire their unity, and mine, back to their, THEIR, their own free national and divine standard, because day by day they, meaning the Moorish Americans, have been violating the national and constitutional laws of their government by claiming names and principles which delude to slavery. Excuse me. My apologies. It says because day by day they have been violating the national and constitutional laws of their government by claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. I'm a Pennsylvanian. That's constitutional. Right? All right, there we go. Yeah. Now listen, please take this into consideration, right? He's about to compare the Moorish Americans and other Americans to a couple of different groups. So pay attention. He says, if Italians, Greeks, and English, now they're from Europe, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians, so they're from Eurasia, are forced to proclaim their free national name and religion before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is no more than right that that law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike. So again, Drew Ali is telling us that the Moorish Americans are the same as far as standing as all other true American citizens. He's not saying that we're Moroccans and that, we got to go home. He's not saying that we're better than anybody. He's not saying that this is our land only. He's saying that the trust and administration that civilized the world comes from us, and that everyone is living that life, and that we must also live the life accordingly. You heard? All right. He says in all other governments, when a man is born and raised there and asked for his national descent, mine is Moroccan. That's my descent. That's not my citizenship. That's my descent. That's my bloodline. Right? He's not saying that he's not saying in all other governments, when a man, listen, no, you know what? Let me shut the fuck up. Listen. In all other governments, when a man is born and raised, So that's automatically naturally born. Born and raised. Right? We ain't talking none of this shit right here at all. He says in all other governments, when a man is born and raised there and asked for his national descent name, and if he fails to give it, then he is misused, imprisoned, or exiled. Any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles are misused, imprisoned, or exiled. Why? Why? Because to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name. Why? Because they place their trust upon issue and names formed by their forefathers. Pennsylvania is the name, non pro tonque, issued by my forefathers. I'm going to stop there. The Moorish Divine the National Movement is not identifying anyone who's born and raised in America as an alien. Again, let's see. What is an alien? A foreigner, one born abroad, a person resident in one country but owing allegiance to another. In England, it means one born out of the allegiance of the king. In the United States, an alien is one born out of the jurisdiction of the United States and who has not been naturalized under their constitution and laws. So an alien is one who has not been nationalized in their own country because they came here to look for it. But this is my country. What is you? So in closing, now I ain't gonna do you like that. Hold on, let me bring you up so you can ask these questions and I can get a better understanding of what you're trying to ask me. Please, by all means, come on up, family. Peaceful greetings. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Ooh, I cannot hear you. Hold on.
Can you, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. It wasn't your phone. It was my phone.
My question is, when you go into court for the name, what is it exactly that you are supposed to be saying?
So you're seeking legal advice.
Absolutely not.
You know
No.
we don't do that, right?
No, I'm not seeking legal advice.
You're asking me for legal advice, and I'm not your legal representative. But I got you. I got you.
But
Right.
now,
So just a disclaimer, just so that they don't, this is for educational purpose. All right.
yes.
So what I would do, I'll speak from my own because I'm under litigation right now.
Okay.
Right. My birth name is distinct from the name that's on my passport card. And so I would identify with the name on my card, and the number on my card as well, because the name and number on my card represents the creditor. The creditor in court would be the one who is requiring remedy, the injured party. And so I would have, so, as a matter of fact, watch this. I got you, fam. This is actual. These are actual filings in court that I've utilized. All right. Hold on. Uh, give me one moment. Motion for bill of particulars, press, discovery, orders. What am I? Initial notice of fraud. Okay, here we go. My apologies for that.
You okay?
So I'm going to first and foremost, real quick, just to glance it on the screen to show you that this is it's right. You can see that it's been entered into the courts, whatnot, etc.
Okay.
This is my affidavit of status and truth. This is the first thing that I put on the record. And this is according to my religious and national principles. Okay, so if you're not Moorish American, then you would utilize your religious law appropriately. Okay.
Even though we are more.
Huh?
We are Moorish American.
Okay. All right. So it says, and again, let me show you. All right. By Brandon Eugene Davis L. Right. That's the distinguishment between the names, right? It says, I, Brandon Eugene Davis L., being a living spirit man of sound mind and body, competent to speak for myself, and acting on my own authority, do declare the following to be true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. 1. National and religious identity. I am a Moorish American national, born in Pennsylvania, United States of America, one of the several states of the Union. And basically, your affidavit of truth would be the same affidavit that you are. This is the same thing that I filed when I got my passport. All right, just to let you know. My religion is Islamism, meaning common law equity, which is the divine faith of my ancient foremothers and forefathers. 3. I am a faithful member and minister of the Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World, founded by Prophet Noble Jew Ali, whom I recognize as my divine teacher, principal, and national leader of my people. 4. I recognize the divine constitution and bylaws, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Constitution, and the Constitution for the United States of America as the highest laws that govern my conduct and allegiance. 2. Lawful filing and record. My religious affidavit of organization and jurisdiction, which has been filed with the Cook County Recorder's Office in Chicago, Illinois, using Form 1099, file number 10105905, on August 1st, 1928. My national status is recorded with the United States Department of State, affirming my birthplace in Pennsylvania and lawful standing. I have been issued a national identification card as evidence of this status. Name, Brandon Eugene Davis L. ID number, which is my passport number.
Okay.
3. I hereby, it's the standing and rights. I hereby invoke all of my natural, inherent, God-given, and constitutionally protected rights, and I do not waive any of them at any time, whether knowingly or unknowingly. I am not a person of color, a 14th Amendment citizen, a black person, or a debtor or subject of any foreign or corporate jurisdiction. As a North African descendant, I have white status pursuant to the Standard Form 181 Ethnicity and Race Identification Form. I do not consent to any foreign policy, foreign court, or commercial code that seeks to override the laws of the land, including the Constitution and the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and the Moroccan Empire. I might have to take that part out, but whatevs. It says, I stand in peace, honor, and full responsibility as a Muslim American under divine and national law. 4. Final statement. This affidavit is made to place on the public and judicial record for my This affidavit is made to place on the record and judicial record, public and judicial record, my true identity, faith, allegiance, and status. Any act or presumption that any act or presumption that treats me as a corporate person, slave, minor, debtor, or ward of the state is fraudulent, injurious, and without my consent. Let this affidavit stand as lawful notice to all agents, officers, and parties who may interact with me or attempt to exercise authority over my person, estate, or affairs. And then this part right here is non-pro-tunc because I filed it initially and had to refile again. Yeah. So that's what I put on the record. That's what I would suggest that someone will put on the record, because what you're doing is you're invoking your constitutionally secured rights. You're invoking the identity that was authorized by your state government, so they can't sit there and be like, oh, you're some sovereign citizen. Nah, nigga. Pennsylvania said I'm up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're bringing everything back to your government, to your state government. You're saying, hey, I'm one of the people. I'm one of the creditors. And I'm a constituent member, meaning that any of these other officials of the state are empowered to attorn for and represent me. Right? So you're not being represented under the district. You're being represented under the state. So that's what I've done. That's what I would suggest someone to do. And if someone can perfect the claim even better, then that by all means, that's great. Because I'm not telling anybody that this is the end all be all. I'm just saying that this was done according to my understanding. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm a Moroccan. I'm not saying that I'm anti-USA. I'm not saying that I'm not a part of the state. I'm not doing it. A lot of Moorish Americans are doing that dumbass shit. I was one of them. So I'm speaking from experience. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I yield.
I said, yes, I understand. I'm listening.
Absolutely. So I hope that helps. And if you would like to, write that out word by word, once I'm done with my with this, we'll call it a podcast for now.
Okay.
All of my live feeds are conveyed to YouTube, and the YouTube channel is in the link in my bio. Okay. So you'll be able to recap all of this stuff.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, family. I'm out here doing for everyone else what wasn't done for me. I gotta be for everyone else who I was looking for. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Once I got the truth, and I'm running with it, and I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna hold it. I'm not gonna charge you. I'm not gonna make you codependent. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Islam, Muslim. That's Islam. That's 100%.
Islam, absolutely. All right. If you have nothing else, I'm gonna drop you down.
Okay.
Islam to these Moors. I love y'all. Oh, honey. Let me see. Boom, boom. All right. All right. Back to the matter at hand. That shit's still a little crooked, yeah. That's a little better. All right. There we go. So it is my understanding that our key to salvation, as Jurali says, right, is through the assertion and standing of your national citizenship, of your constituent membership. You know what I'm saying? There are other ways to get there, absolutely. But Drew Ali told us to go straight to the heart. Don't. He said he had to go around his elbow to get to his thumb. And then he told you, I figured it out. Just go right in. Boom. This speaks for you. This is your membership. This is your Sam's Club membership. They must recognize you as a member. They can't act like, yeah, no, you're not allowed to be here. We can't deal with you. You know? Yepper. So again, Moorish Americans are not, and I repeat, we are not trying to go back to Morocco. We are honoring our mothers and fathers, honoring that our days will be lengthened upon the land, right? It's honor, it's recognition. Yes, I'm of Moroccan descent, but I'm American born. I'm not a Moroccan subject. I've never been to Morocco. The Moors are not only from Morocco. The Moors are from Europe. How do we know? Al-Andalus, Spain. Before it was Spain, it was Al-Andalus. And the Moors ruled all throughout that portion of Europe. We had Shanghai, who are the Moors of Asia. We have the Najasi, which are other Moors in Africa. We have the Hindu, specifically, specifically those who are called Hindu, as opposed to Indian or even Bharat, right? Those who call themselves Hindu are Muslim by nature. They're Moorish by nature. Because the name Hindu comes from the Arab. They were initially Sindhu. And when I don't want to say the Persians, because when the Iranians, Muslims, came in there to teach divine civilization, they dubbed the people Hindu. You know? We're not trying to go back there. We are honoring our ancestors, but we're recognizing that this is home. So I'm at home. I'm not a naturalized. I don't need to naturalize. My ancestors have nationalized. Excuse me. I don't need to naturalize. I need to nationalize. By nationalizing, right, I'm taking my birth certificate and insurance policy number, and I'm pledging it back to my state to take it out of the federal jurisdiction, that it will be administered through the state. This is my creditor. This is my secured party creditor identification. And again, I have to go fill out this fill out that, right? The UCC1 filing, this applies here too. How so? Let me show you. Drew Ali gave us the perfected process, right? Mm, mm, mm. Keep putting stuff places I ain't going to have none. All right. Oh, too many. All right. So in the secured party process, right, when you're filing a lien, right, you have to identify your debtor and your creditor. So I have pledged, this is my collateral right here. This is the estate. This is the estate title. This is the title holder. All right. So I have secured my estate and I have the secured party creditor identity here. Nah, you lying, son. Let me express to you. I use my passport. Let me rephrase that. This is a card. Yes? Yes. This card has the word nationality on it. Do you see it? Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is my nationality card. All right. Excuse me. I work with this. All right. Whenever I got my taxes back, right, there were no federal withholding. There was none whatsoever. I did not ask for, I did not state for the record, none of that. It was already ready, already, because this ID is with the state and has nothing to do with the IRS. This is the IRS. This is your debit account. This is your creditor account. This is federal regulation. This is state and federal. This is state only. I also use it as a tax exempt certificate when I go and I buy things. And I have receipts that say tax exempt certificate with the passport number underneath. I didn't enter it, they entered it. And then they didn't go and type all of this extra stuff. They put in my name or they put in my number. They asked me what's the name of the organization. I say MSTA because that's what it is according to my passport application, right? And it comes out, no taxes taken, no sales taxes taken, and it says tax exempt certificate, and then it has my passport number. This is the secure party process that you need to get to. Here's another one. You got people talking about assumed names and assumed titles. I've assumed the name and the title that distinguishes this person from this person. But the name shows that they are one in union. So I got my assumed title and all of that shit too. It's all there. It's all there. But you got people selling you packages and shit. You know? And again, I'm not knocking the packages. This is a foreign EIN, right? This is like a CPN, right? This is a number that you can use that does not trigger the feds. My son, I have a son who receives disability benefits, right? So it's a public benefit. I was not able to use this name. I had to use this public entity, right, in order to collect on his behalf until he's older. Cool. So I work with this. These two numbers are different. So there is no red flag. When I was using this name and this number, right, they flagged me. I was flagged. I was told, hey, look, I might have to pay some money back. This is what I was told by the Social Security Administration. They sent letters. I had to call them, all of that. Right? And again, when I was working, I used the passport to use the name, but I'd still given the Social Security number prior. Right? Now, I had worked that job, left that job, got another job, used all of this information, right? By the time the Social Security officer got in contact with me, I was working under this here. They made no mention of this information. None. Which blew my mind because I'm like, damn, nigga, I'm working right now. But because I'm not using the federal identity, I didn't get red flag. So I'm teaching my son, because we're going to get his passport soon, that he'll be able to still collect all of his benefits under his name without title, right? And he'll be able to work with his passport any fucking way and get paid and it not bother his benefits. You hear me? And one more thing that I've done, and I'll bring this to y'all after 30 days, right? I've taken this information off of my utility bill and I've placed this on the record. I need to see if it discharges or sets off. Can you just have passport card? Let me bring you back up. I need context. Da, 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 da.
Passport card, or did you have to have both? Because I don't
So
really travel like that.
here's the answer. If you have the passport card, it's good for everywhere within the continental United States.
Okay.
If you have the book, it's good everywhere in the continental United States and everywhere in the motherfucking else.
Okay.
So this is your national and interstate. And I have the book. There it goes. This is your national and international.
Okay.
Hold on, because I still can't hear you, and I know it's because my fan is up.
Oh, okay, so since I'm not traveling, I'll just get the card.
Right. And that's
On the
another thing I'm
plane for the
telling
next
people.
4 years. They want to, shoot down planes. They can have it.
Say that again.
I said I'm not traveling and getting on no plane for the next 4 years. They can have that.
And mind you, right, this is good for 10 years.
Oh yes. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So you'll pay about, not pay, you will be charged for processing. We'll put it that way. About $30 to $40, 50 tops, right? It's going to be $30 for the card and then whatever for processing. All right?
Okay.
Instead of getting a state ID and doing the same shit every 4 fucking years.
Well, I did get my driver's license, and I didn't want to do
So
that.
it's okay that look, right? It's okay to have your driver's license. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're
Okay.
doing business in the public, if I do any business in the public, it's going to be under this name, or excuse me, under this information.
Okay.
But I can still have this on it, right?
Right.
Or at least on the ID, right? And then I can assert my creditor identity whenever necessary. But when you're in the public, you know what I'm saying, and commercially,
Hmm.
you're going to use that.
Okay.
I don't understand why there's more out here running around talking about, yeah, man, you should rescind your license. Now, how the fuck I'm going to be out here working? I mean,
Well,
driving. You know what I'm saying?
well, for
There's
that
nothing
matter,
wrong with
doing
driving.
anything.
Driving just means that you're on the clock. So you would want your license for that. But if you're not on the clock, if I'm in my car and I ain't on the clock, I left my license at home. It's the only ID I fucking need.
Right. When
You know what I'm saying?
I thought about not redoing my license before I did it, and I was trying to get things notarized, and I had a hard time getting notarized because they said that I need some type of identity, card. So I'm like, I'm sitting right here. I got my old license. That wasn't good enough. It's like, you got a passport? I said no. So that's what made me really get my license again. But I thank you for the information that you're giving
You're
me.
most welcome. And make sure, don't just accept what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Go back and do your own research.
Oh,
You know? I'm
yes,
only
yes.
giving you based off of my understanding and the things that I'm out here doing. You know what I mean?
Yes. Thank you so much for clearing
You're
a lot
most
of.
welcome. You're most welcome. Yeah.
I'll come back off until you talk about
All right,
something
I
else
got you.
I need to know about.
All right. So, uh, you know what? I have to. I actually have to, and I'm gonna do that today. Uh, damn. Let me see if I might have the passport form already printed out, but not filled out. Oh, yep, there we go. Word. All right. Oh, dear Lord, this is an actual. No, I can't use that one. No. All right. Okay. So this is the passport form. I didn't put any personal information on here that could be affected, right? Everybody keep calling me principal. Oh, duh. I'm tripping. All right. So with the passport application, right? Right here in the first, I put this name. I give the social security number and all of that other information. And then here on line number 9, I put this name. Reason being, the name on number 9 is going to be relative to all of this information under that name. You must give the social security number and birth certificate information because that is your estate and you're making a claim on it. If you don't make the claim on it, don't expect yourself to be redeemed. Another thing, we mark no to U.S. citizen for mom and dad because This is a U.S. citizen. This is a U.S. citizen. So if we say yes to mom and dad being U.S. citizens, that means that we're also dependents as well. All right? For Moorish Americans, on line number 13, when it asks, what is your occupation? Minister. You can even put priest. And if you're a female, priestess. That's according to chapter 10, verses 22 through 25 of the Holy Quran. When it asks, where are we at? When it asks your employer or school, MSTA. Now, none of these little fraudulent temples either. You mark MSTA on here, and then there's information in the affidavit that you would write that treats to your assertion of the MSTA in its original capacity. Not any of these post 1933 temples that are still attempting to operate according to the old economic system, because that's what they're doing. This is the name and title to your vast estate. Fuck. Don't do this to me. All right, what else? All right, so and this is your gold and silver certificate. This represents the gold and silver that your ancestors pledged back in their day. And now in your day, you have to pledge it just as well. That's what we're really getting to. Okay? I started this talking about whether we are nationals or naturalized. And I'm ending this telling you and showing you, you are a national, and you must, to nationalize means to give your shit to the government. That's what it means. That's what it means. All right. So get yourself right. If you need any assistance, the website and the YouTube channel, links in my bio. Right? As always, I'm just your brother man, come to show you the way to your own salvation, to your own redemption, to your own creditor sovereign status as one of we the people in your government. You don't have to go looking for a government. You don't have to make a new government. You just have to walk back into yours. All right? Again, link in bio, son, man. Peace to you all. This really just means common law equity. So understand that. I wish you equity in all your affairs.